Well, I guess I better get this recorded. I changed what I was going to talk about. I kept the same title, but changed the blurb before I've even started recording because of an email that a friend sent me today. Anyway, the title is Silence is Consent and Ignorance Enslaves. Recently, a friend sent me a synopsis of the Hidden Hand material. See here, and I provide the link. There was a time in my life some years back that I actually gave some credibility to this nonsense. I wanted to explore various possibilities, a trait I have had since my youth. In order to buy into the idea that we are all on the same team, that we are all friends in a different dimension, is ludicrous to me. I will not remain silent. I have experienced too much pain against my will to believe that my life is meaningless, just a sick illusion. If some so-called God is behind this enslavement of humanity and terrorizing of life itself for hundreds and even thousands of years on this hellhole of a planet, I despise that God. He, she, it is not my creator. I would never allow what the so-called dark forces have done. It's horrific and intolerable. If this is reality, get me out of it and let it be known that I will never come back for any reason, or that I never want to come back for any reason. I will not ignore ignorance, my own enslavement, nor that of my brothers and sisters. I will not be silent. Indeed, I only read a portion of the article that was indicated at the beginning of that blurb, which is from www.wanttoknow.info/Secret Society's Deep Insider Creation Story. I couldn't even continue to listen. And when I say listen, the way that I read things now is I have a reader that reads them. I highlight it and it goes to a reader and it reads to me the information. And I shut it off probably less than 5 minutes into it. And it would have probably taken a half an hour. So I didn't listen to a whole lot. I had heard enough. I am not in favor of anybody from the inside, the dark side. Now, bear in mind that the Hidden Hand material is presented as one of the insiders, one of the Illuminati, in other words, who is told that periodically they have to come and they have to tell the truth. And the truth that he was sharing was, we're all on the same team. You know, this world doesn't matter. Because it's just a game that the creation or the creator has created in order to make life interesting, I guess. I mean, I don't know what the motive. I didn't listen to the whole video of the reading, but I did at one point in time look very seriously at this Hidden Hand material, and I considered that. What if? Look, there is no way a loving God, to me, would ever allow the criminality that has taken place on this planet or anywhere else in the universe, where rights, natural rights, to me, there's a basic law that says, has a basic principle, a basic law, a basic rule, that we have free will. In other words, no one is ever forced against their will through threat of death or through physical torture or any other means. No one is ever forced to do anything. It's all based on love and free will. Love would not do that to me. Love, that's no longer love. That is torture. And torture is never a viable option. Never. And any allowance for torture is a crime against life. And as I said, I mean, I've dedicated my life to what I believe God is. I've dedicated my entire existence to bringing the kingdom of heaven to earth, to the best of my ability, to tell the truth, to examine things. I mean, I don't just push some doctrine because it's what I've been taught since I was a kid. I have never been that kind of a person. I've always examined, as I've said in many other videos, I've always examined. And again, I'm remembering that I forgot to look at the time when I first started this video so that I could keep it in the time frame that I normally try to keep it in. I hate it when I do that, but I did it again because my other program had the time right on the thing. This Zoom thing does not give the clock. It does not put the thing. I have to put a clock in next to me in order to do it. But in any case, I am adamant. I do not want to be put on a cycle of reincarnation over and over and over again, to have my life force stolen against my will because of my ignorance, because I wasn't told who I am when I'm a child. And neither were my parents before me, and neither were their parents before them. And it's a cycle where the worst part of creation, supposedly, gets to run the show. Now, who would make up a rule like that? Who would give that kind of allowance to the most abhorrent beings conceivable, to those that are in rebellion against life, those that are in rebellion against creation and against whatever God there really is? I mean, yet God, whatever God there really is, allows it. That doesn't register with me. It hasn't registered for a long time. And when I had my house stolen, that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. More so than the pain and the stuff that I went through with the heart surgery and the strokes and the heart attacks and all of the other things that I had to put up with. Those were a piece of cake compared to the total injustice of having my house stolen. Now, I just got an email earlier today from one of my friends who I haven't seen for a good while, but he was over and actually went to my old house and was able to walk around and look and see what's inside of the house. I have to get together with him, arrange a get-together with him so that I can talk a little bit more, or maybe make a trip myself to go over there and see the house. He said there's workers working on it, and they didn't stop. The one guy, I guess, that was there and working on the place, just allowed him to look around. Perhaps he posed as a potential buyer. I don't know. In any case, when I shouldn't say a buyer, it's already been bought, but I guess it's going to be up for rent. It's bought by an investment person, probably an investment banker, who has lots of money, probably connected to the bank that stole the thing in the first place. I don't know that either. That's supposition. But in any case, I'm not going to be silent. And I'm going to warn, as long as I have breath in me, I'm going to warn that if we don't pay attention to what's going on in the world, and it's absolutely ignorant to avoid the issue and not bring the issue up and not make people aware of it. It doesn't expand it by talking about it. It expands it by being silent. Silence is the environment that exists in which these crimes can continue to be committed generation after generation. So anyway, that's the video that I wanted to make for today, and I thank you for listening. And tomorrow, as I've said, I think in a previous video or sometime a little bit ago, tomorrow will be my 2000th video. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I thank those of you that have been with me for a long time, and those that are new, I thank you too. God bless and namaste.